Welcome to the Missoula Podcast. Or wait, is it just Missoula Podcast or the Missoula Podcast?
I think we went back and forth on this, but I think we decided it's the Missoula Podcast.
That's right. We landed on the website, the Missoula Podcast.
Yep. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Hey, I am so glad to be here. So excited for the Missoula Podcast. First of all, I just got to thank Glidewell, Eric Allen, two of our sponsors who helped make this podcast possible, help us launch it, get it off the ground. Could not have done it without Glidewell or Eric Allen. Glidewell based out of Missoula, and Eric Allen, just a phenomenal musician. But I'm just excited for the conversations, the stories, what is going to come out of the Missoula Podcast over the next couple of weeks, months, years, really unknown, new waters for us. But I'm one of your hosts. I'm Brandon Smith.
And I'm Stephen Ressett. Brandon, why don't we tell the audience who will be checking out these episodes who we are, a little bit more about us. Who are you? Tell us about your experience with Missoula.
Yeah, I'm Brandon Smith, born and raised here in Missoula, Montana. I grew up, I attended Valley Christian all the way through K through 12, 13 years there, then went away for college for a couple of years, and then found myself coming right back home to this special place in the Northwest we call Missoula. I got a job. I started working at First Interstate Bank. From there, I actually went to work for Glidewell. And I've got about 19 years in the insurance and financial services industry. Have been in sales, service, leadership, marketing, wore all the hats in my career. And I'm just really excited about this podcast and opportunity to meet more people in our community. My wife and our three children, we're very active in our community. We are all about the, farmers market in downtown and the river and Grizz games and Little League baseball and just all the events that make Missoula special. We are all in and a part of, and just love being able to call Missoula our home. And how about you, Stephen? What's your Missoula story?
I've been in Missoula about 12 years, originally from Dillon, came to Missoula for college, go Grizz. And like many people's story, couldn't leave. I found what I was looking for here in this community. I've been in the sales industry for the last 12 years and have loved being a part of this community. I'm married to my wife, Kaylee. She's a real estate agent in the area. And we have a daughter, a 9-year-old daughter as well. And what I'm excited about, Brandon, is I love stories. I love unique stories, and I love impactful stories. Yeah. And so, honestly, that's what I'm pumped about, is getting into the depths with people and hearing, what made them and why they call this place home. And hopefully we can get some valuable nuggets from other people in our community and connect people to other people in our community as well.
I think that's the why. Just recently I had a family member ask me, so why the Missoula Podcast? What are you guys doing? What's the purpose or the goal? And I think you just summed it up there very well. I mean, Missoula is nearly 100,000 people, which means there's 100,000 different stories. And if we can create a platform that allows those stories to be shared and to be told, I was downtown just this last weekend and ran into a guy on the street, a mutual acquaintance, and just began visiting. And as we're talking and just hearing his story, it was like, Missoula needs to hear this. And there's no place, no platform for this. So I'm really excited about having a platform that creates community, lets stories be heard, new relationships built, both professionally and personally, and just an opportunity to invest in our community and hear from the people that make Missoula so special. Stephen, why don't you tell the listeners what to expect on the Missoula Podcast?
We're looking for anybody and everybody that calls this place home. Anybody that has a unique story, anybody that's making, like I said, a huge impact. So you, the audience, can help us. If you have somebody that you think would be a great fit on our show, and Brandon and I would love to just sit down, have some coffee and a great conversation and highlight them. This show will not be about Brandon and I. It'll be about others in our community. And like you said, we're ready to make some connections, and we're ready for episode 1.
Yeah. I love that what Steven just said. If you want to be a guest or somebody who's got a story worth sharing, please go to themissoulapodcast.com. Up on the top right, click be a guest. Fill out that form. That form goes directly to our producer. We review those. We get you booked and scheduled and would love to have you on an episode and hear your story. So with that, Steven, next week, I guess episode 1 is what we're calling it. I'm excited about the conversation we're going to have with our guest next week.
Yeah. He's a legend in the community.
Legend, household name. You all know him, and it's a great conversation. Can't wait to share it with you, Missoula. So looking forward to the Missoula podcast and what's to come. Appreciate you, our listeners, our sponsors. I truly believe the best is yet to come. And thank you so much for tuning in to the Missoula podcast.
Let's go.